today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 86, Nasdaq up 46, S&P's up 20, gold contract up $1, $2, 18.93 an ounce. Silver up 13 cents, $24 flat. Light sweet crude up $1.15, making it up to the top of this range here. We're at 41.10. Notes and bonds. Looks like the Fed's coming in. Notes and bonds, folks, went after the 28th of August. Swing low hard yesterday. Right now, you got a little bounce out here. We have the 10 up 3 ticks, 138.26. The 30 up 13 at 174.02. And King Dollar. King Dollar's up 98 ticks, trading 93.727. The euro is out here at 117. The yen's at 105.5, and the British pound is at 129 to $1 US. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
Another day in the markets, man. We got higher price. There's news all over the place. Weekly jobless claims, 840,000 this morning. You had continuing claims, off by 1 million, though. But market, man, higher than where we were on Tuesday. You got maybe some stimulus. Well, it's almost where do you start in this market, man?
Ride them high, ride them up. Let's go. Let's get over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks at TD Ameritrade. Think or swim as we do every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And don't forget, folks, every trading day right here. You want to understand the option market, option strategies, futures, outstanding program. 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't test driven yet the Think or Swim platform, very easy to do. You're sitting on the website right now. Hit the banner. Bring it up to allow you to trade with paper money. You can follow Kevin and his team every trading day. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. You know, I think this is a market right now getting excited with the possibility of a stimulus deal. I think the last 3 days have taught us that these markets want a new stimulus deal. I think as the day goes on, this market will get frustrated if it doesn't get some incremental progress. But I think the biotech industry has done their job. They've given us progress towards a vaccine and towards an antibody. Now I think the Fed has done their job. Now it's the legislature that has to come through with a stimulus package to get small businesses, airlines, the U.S. consumer to the other side of this. And that's what I think we're waiting for. I think the expectations are high for some type of deal. That's what some of the news was this morning. But it'll get frustrated if they don't get one over time.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's pretty cool, Kevin, how you said that the market, I like to say the market talks, walks, and squawks. And sometimes it does, but this time it's really talking, walking, and squawking, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's out there like, hey, man, we need this stimulus and we want it right now. Now, we'll get more patience,
right.
Okay? Because I think all of us understand in the longer, we're in a probability business. In the longer time frame, it seems like we should get it. What I think is going to be intriguing is this. When we talk about the airlines, if they only get an airline bill done, that is going to change the context, I think, of the conversation, because when you go back to like 2008 or 9, people flipped out that they only saved the banks, they didn't save anyone else. The amount of times that the airlines have ripped people off, I don't think that's going to fly. It's a close one. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, it has to be done. I agree that it has to be done, for sure. But if that only gets done and then other businesses go south, there's going to be some pushback here, man. So
right.
It's going to get wild.
Think about this, Tom. I thought American Airlines news this week cutting service to 9 different towns, and those 9 towns would now have no service to them. Right? They were the only carrier to those towns. I think that wakes up a lot of people that you can argue about how much the airlines should get, what they should have to give up to get this aid. But Americans don't want a drastically smaller airline fleet around our country. I don't think that's something they're willing to give up. So I think there's a big appetite to help the airlines and small businesses and the U.S. consumer. After that, it's a little different. It gets a little more dicey.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I mean, because what happens, folks, is that you have to go back to, the 1960s and 70s that there wasn't service into small towns. Actually, you had it, then when deregulation come, you didn't have it, then it came back again. There's no doubt about that, Kevin. And,
and Dubuque, Iowa, Joplin, Missouri, Stillwater, Oklahoma, Roswell, New Mexico.
Right.
Williamsport, Pennsylvania, all of these towns where there will be no flights. There's a couple other ones. So Del Rio, Texas, no flights into that town. That is universally unpopular.
No, it is. And I can tell you, we were going over these numbers. I was in shock, not only on that, but on the aspect that Delta, United, and American, they were talking about for the month of November cutting back like from 48% of their flights across the whole United States.
Right.
That's a number.
We
man.
understand that there could be a disruption in service, right, as demand starts to trickle back. But Americans will expect that service to eventually come back.
Yes.
And when they have to announce to us that they're not coming back to full seat, that'll be extremely unpopular.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And hey, we'll see where this shakes out. I mean, market-wise, the bottom line is that this thing keeps pushing into the higher points. What I do find intriguing is that Apple can't catch any, basically upside moves here. Apple only being up 39 cents this morning. It's like, okay, man. The small caps, different number, Kevin. Right? That's like, whoa.
Ben Lichtenstein and I, Tom, talked this morning just about what you're talking about. The convergence. We talk about divergence a lot. We're looking at convergence between the Russell and the NASDAQ.
Yeah.
And how those two indices have come almost all the way back in line, but pretty significant. If you look, 30, 60, 90 days out and you compare the movement in the NASDAQ to Russell, there was a pretty big divergence there.
Yes.
And if you would have said, no, short the Russell or short the NASDAQ and buy the Russell, people are like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
But those two indices have kind of converged back here. The Russell has had a pretty nice rally, and the NASDAQ has pretty much consolidated over the last 30
Kevin,
days or so.
Oh, big time. And I'm looking at that chart right now. So your last swing high, folks, in the NASDAQ was the week of the 14th of August. That is not only blowing it away, it's going to blow it away on volume also. So it's like, hey, man, what's game for the small caps now is like the highs that were generated in February, which if that's the case, man, it's like, oh, my, that's quite a rotation, man.
This 11,500 level on the NASDAQ seems to be a pretty popular price. Getting a lot of activity there.
There's no doubt. Listen, folks, 45 minutes from now, outstanding show. Kevin, you have a great one, safe one. Have a great weekend. We look forward to showing 45 minutes.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow's up 73. NASDAQ's up 54. S&P's up 21. Come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials up 82. You get the Nasdaq up 40. S&Ps are up 20. Let's go over to Twitter for a second, Tom. TWTR. So you get Dorsey out here this morning saying the bottom line is that they just invested 1% of their assets in Bitcoin. Let's see. Where are you? Let's see. Twitter.
Square, not Twitter.
Square. Oh, thank you. That's SQ. Okay, so. First,
and that is Dorsey as well, but
yeah. Okay, so let's go to Square. So Square's up $3.
I saw that. I think it's $50 million in Bitcoin. I saw the headline. I hadn't clicked on it.
Yeah. So
there you go.
Okay, Square said it made an investment of $50 million in Bitcoin, cementing Chief Executive's Office's Dorsey vision of the currency as an instrument of economic empowerment. The financial service company bought 4,709 Bitcoins, representing 1% of Square's total assets. Interesting, man. I wonder, they better make sure they get them on a clip. We'll be hearing in the future that where are those 4,709 Bitcoins? Yeah, I'm sure, man. And they, it's interesting. I was just reading towards even the end of that article there that all the way back in 2014, man, Square began accepting Bitcoin 6 years ago. Whew. Yeah.
I don't know what were they trading at. I don't think the chart's going to go back for me that long, right? Yeah, it only goes back to the futures. But 2014, when they were expecting Bitcoin, if they had ever sunk $50 million in at that price, man, they would have made some money.
That's for sure. Let me see. I think I might be able to go back that far. Yeah, I can. Okay, let's see here. So let me bring it back. I won't go
No, good. Yeah, 10 year, right? 10 years. And you can see in that chart, man, 2015, what's it at?
$464.
Yeah, and that's more like 250.
No, oh my God, hold it. It's at now 300 to 400.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly, man, and it went to 20,000. So as in, they've been ahead of the trend on that occasionally, and $50 million to a company of that size. Pretty small wager if they think it has any value at all. And guess what? I wonder how much press that company's going to get today just for spending $50 million and putting it in Bitcoin. What a great ad by for Dorsey and Square, right?
It is. And what Tommy's talking about, folks, is
self-promotion.
Watch this. It's worth it just for the ad buy, because if we take their market cap and just do it times 2.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I was just doing what it would cost to get the amount of impressions that they're going to get, because I already saw the headlines of that, which is basically an ad. Square buys 50 million in Bitcoin. I mean, it's right on the front page of CNBC, man. You know, those impressions.
Right.
But yeah, how many shares do they have?
300. So the ratio is going to be 371 million times, let's say, $3.
Oh my God. They just added $1 billion to their market cap.
For 50 million, right?
And it's not even 50 million spent. It's just 50 million put into the price of Bitcoin. And guess what? Bitcoin's up today, $88 as well. So
yeah, wow.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So IBM, let's go to IBM, right? IBM, you know, bottom line is that they've been financial engineering forever, folks. They did another one this morning. So we took the low to the highs of the year. The low's $90, the high's $158. What the news is out here today. Let's see, what exactly are they spinning off? They're going to spin off
Infrastructure Services Unit.
Yeah. What is that? Okay, so let me look at something here. I want to see if they break that down inside their revenue. Global technology is $27 billion. Cloud is $23. Global business services, that's what they're spinning off probably, right? That's $16.6 billion. Okay.
Yeah, it says IT Infrastructure Unit, and they're going to focus on the cloud business.
Okay.
So maybe that's the technology services? No, because what are they selling it for?
Maybe the two top ones.
Yeah.
Global technology and cloud, keep. Global business, push out. When there's systems underneath it. Yeah, so, you know, they've been engineering forever, man. You know, we'll see if, let me put this. Yeah, it still hasn't broken the downtrend. You know, I mean, this thing's got to almost get above 153 to break a downtrend, but the highs were generated out here to, 2013.
And I think you're exactly right. So it says, one of the articles I have up here, IBM's cloud and cognitive software segment, which includes Red Hat. So they talked about that Red Hat gave them the confidence, things going to make this shift.
Okay.
Produced $5.75 billion of revenue in the second quarter of 2020. So that adds up to about $23 billion in revenue.
Okay.
So that would be cloud and cognitive software segment. And the quote out there is that from their CEO, I believe, because they bought Red Hat for $34 billion, and he says the success we've had with Red Hat gives us confidence that this is the right move, calling it a significant shift in the company's business model, cloud and cognitive software segment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the NDX. So the winners in the index out here today is that you get Paychex, folks, up 2.7%. Tesla's up 2%. You get Western Digital up 1.9%, and ADP is up 2%. So evidently the Paychex and ADP like that jobs number, even though it was.
Maybe it was the continuing claims. I saw on the headline down by more than 1 million. I think they have up here. Let's see. Yeah, continuing claims fall by 1 million. Bigger drop than they were looking for in the forecast. I mean, pretty staggering, though, when you look at it in terms of 840,000. We're stuck basically at, there's the chart of what it looks like in terms of filings for jobless benefits. Of course, we had the staggering first week at near like 7 million. I think the next week was 6 or 5 or 4. And we're just sitting at basically under 1 million. And that's every single week, man. I was breaking it down in my head. I said, man, that's 200,000 jobs for every business day, basically, right? If you're coming in at about 800,000, 200,000 a day initial claims. So
I can tell you, I was sitting at my kitchen table. Harley was freaking jumping in the pool, and picture this, folks. He comes to work with me, and I'm looking. I'm saying, "Oh my God, he's going to be soaking wet. He's going to get in my car." I'm having a cup of coffee, and then I hear you say the jobs numbers per week. I says, "That's per week? Like, are you kidding me?"
I know, man. It's 200,000 a day, and we're stuck there almost. But you see it in the airlines, and you know what, man? We talked about it yesterday, right, in terms of small business. I mean, what was the number? It was staggering, that number in the Bloomberg article. Was it 1 out of 20 businesses are going to...
And Florida going out of business. Yeah,
permanently. It was at least, I think it was higher than that. It was staggering numbers, and you just don't hear a lot about them, the point being. They're small businesses. They're not 20,000, pilots in American Airlines and the stories that make big headlines. It's small businesses.
Wild, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Over at the NASDAQ, I had one more story about the NASDAQ. What else was out there?
Well, we can jump to. How about we take a look at Domino's Pizza as we come into this break? That'll be a little bit of a teaser. We can go over the numbers, man, after this break, all right? But, dude, look at this chart, number one. I talked about it in my show. How about the turnaround that they had, man?
I know.
In terms of just peanuts, we'll call it. $2 is the low I have, up to $4.35. But today, you're down about 8%, man. I think they had comp store sales of almost 18%, beating the expectations, but profit not quite there. And I would not expect Domino's to be down 8% with 18% comp sales. We'll pull it up when we get back, all right?
Yes, stay right there. We'll come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 93, Nasdaq's up 29, S&Ps are up 21. So let's go first over to natural gas, Tom. I know these numbers are coming out. Let's see.
We got those inventory numbers hitting at 10:30. I'll jump over even to natural gas. I know we got the contract right now. I'm pulling it up.
There we go. EIA natural gas stockpiles rose 75 BCF. They
Looks like
rose
they were
to,
looking for 72.
yeah, they rose to 3.83 trillion cubic feet. Man,
Is that a lot?
seriously.
I don't even know. It seems like it. It does. So they're adding 75 billion cubic feet. They got almost 4 trillion cubic feet. The market right now trading at 259, man. We saw some real volatility to the upside yesterday. Natural gas, whew. I didn't take a look at it, but from 250 to 268, back down to 254. And we're sitting at about 260, putting it on a 1 minute to see it. We're getting a little bit of a pop on those numbers from about 258 to 260 on natural gas.
Look at that. And what happens, folks, just so you understand, that inside the natural gas contract, right, that $1, okay, is $10,000. That's one tick is $10, okay? So a move like that is pretty amazing, man.
It sure is, man. I mean, that's to put, if you're a speculator, you're only putting up $3,400, so you need 34 cents to double your money.
That's correct.
And you got 20 cents yesterday to the upside, and then you basically just gave it all back in a heartbeat.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So let's get back to that Domino's. So you get Domino's out here, and revenue, you're down $32, and you can see the expansion in revenue is phenomenal, man, and the growth is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So what they did, $967 million. They brought $2.49 to the bottom line.
They sure did.
They're growing domestically by 13.5%, internationally by 10.5%.
I tell you, and it's crazy, man, in terms of, just the and can you maybe go into the news and see what their exact, like the full breakdown of the comparisons? But either way, right, so they had $2.49 a share, as you mentioned. The market was looking for $2.79. Outlook matters, of course, as well. I'm not sure their outlook. But, yeah, same-store sales growth in the U.S., how about 17.5%? The market was even looking for 13.9%.
Yeah.
Almost 18% internationally, same-store 6.2%. Staggering numbers, man, but they didn't come out on earnings. And I'm not sure what they have on the outlook. I haven't found that. Because outlook is almost all that matters, man, in terms of are they going to keep that growth? Because, man, they're in a great spot, except for the amount of competition. I mean, this is causing their competition to solidify in dramatic fashion. Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash. You just had Instacart this morning, right? Did you see that headline? They raised money, Instacart. They got a $17.5 billion valuation now. You can just almost order groceries. Why even order Domino's? I mean, everything is there. But just I can't imagine because this company, too, and I'm jumping around, but you put this on a daily, all right? When they came out with their earnings in February of this year, they were gangbusters. It was before COVID.
Yeah.
You trade from 300 up to 375. Okay. Now you had almost an entire pullback on the COVID pullback in March. But the point being, we are now sitting at 397. We were trading at 375 back in February of this year before COVID. And they're in a pretty sweet spot with 18% comp sales, and you're within about $15 to $20 of where you were the day after their earnings, and that's before COVID had pulled the market back on February 20th.
Right. No, it's and the pizza business, folks, has thrived in this in a monster way. I mean, it's just that the bottom line is that it's a very easy business to basically push product out, and plenty of us, you don't have to be in a pizza place to eat pizza, man.
I've ordered Domino's 2 or 3 times during this, and what's funny was I've always been a fan. I'm biased of their thin crust pizza.
Yes.
And I hadn't ordered it though because I pulled it up on my app. I had an account, not my app. I just have an account, Domino's. You log in, and I don't think I had ordered it in a year or two, and they got me 2 or 3 times. So it's interesting that that's the environment, man. More so than going out. Maybe I would have went out for dinner on a Friday, Saturday. Say, let's do a pizza.
Look at that.
All right.
So what you got out here, you got a little pump up of the S&Ps, just went up 6 points, folks. And you got Mnuchin out here saying, Mnuchin floats the idea to Pelosi of restarting the larger aid talks. Okay,
man, gotta love it.
So it's not going to stop. We're going to be in a news-driven market for quite some time here, folks.
Keep everybody on their toes, man. Hey, what's gonna happen with that next debate, man? I hear Trump's not showing up, and they're gonna let Biden do it himself while Trump holds a rally. That's. Oh,
really? I saw it. And what happened, folks, if you do have news flashes on your phone, it's hilarious.
Oh my God!
Because what ended up happening, the news flash came across and said that they're going to do it virtually, And I was working out with Nico when that was happening. And then what happens, I'm looking at him saying to myself, hold it, man. You know, he already said that he wasn't going to do it virtually. And then 10 minutes later, he's coming across saying, hey, man, I'm not doing it. So.
Yeah, because he was on Fox Business at 8 a.m. with Maria Bartiromo.
I see.
Somebody had to say that they do it virtually, I imagine, for the commission to announcement. Who said that? Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we won't. Maybe it was particularly just, yeah, say we'll do it, and then I'm going to go on Fox and say, no, I won't, right? 10 minutes later. That's the game being played. It's quite a game.
Glad I'm not in that game, man. I'm telling you, man. 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at some of the higher volume equities. And we haven't had any volume, folks, but in aspect of what we have out here today, you get the GE is up 28 cents. Apple, it's interesting, man. Apple's just getting no traction lately. That's up 26 cents. You get DraftKings down $1.30. United Airlines is up $1.11. And other than that, you don't really have some big movers out here.
You want to hear a funny story? Can you go back to that chart for a second?
Yeah,
there was one that's the top traded, the most active. Excuse me, not the chart.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There's a company up there, Plug. They've talked about it in the den. Plug Power, right?
Yes.
So they're and this run that it's had is remarkable, man. From June, you were at about $4 and change for a while. You're up at $18.39. So a while back, I opened a Robinhood account just to see what it was like. I wanted, we're out there, and so I opened a Robinhood account.
That's right, yeah.
To see what it's all about, to see what the execution's like. I don't even know how you chart on that app. It has me lost when I'm used to trading on an app like Thinkorswim that has just everything at his a touch. But what's interesting is that Robinhood, their hook, and I hadn't even realized this at the time because I just opened an account with a small amount of money, is that they give you a free share of something. And they gave me a share Plug. and I said, what is this company? What is this company, man? And here's the bummer of it is that it was at about $4 at the time. And so I said, I'll sell it. I'll just take my $4, man. You got one share. And the stock goes up to 18, but I've always cracked up as that thing's taken off that somehow they had been handing out free Plug shares. So there's probably a lot of people, maybe they just kept it, and if they did, it went from 4 to whatever it was. But isn't that interesting, man, that's the one share I got? And I just, it was good. It went down one day from 4 to 3 or something like that, and I said, what am I that's $3 still. I'll take it. And who knows? Who knows what they're handing out? I don't even know how that works, but I always crack up, man. My free Plug share. Somebody was picking good shares, man, of what to hand out, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow Industrials are up 141, Nasdaq's up 48, S&Ps are up 26. We'll come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 130, Nasdaq's up 47, S&Ps are up 26. And Tom, so you had the headline coming across that Mnuchin opening up talks with Pelosi on a larger basis. So this is what's happening, folks, is Pelosi's going to have she had a scheduled news conference at 10:45 Eastern time. So this will be interesting watching this market, man.
I imagine a few people may be watching that press conference to see what she has to say.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
My goodness.
And now if we go over to the pot stocks, folks, bottom line, you're going to see that they got a little pop out here today. Canopy, lows 9, the highs 25. That's up 93 cents.
And that's after quite a day yesterday, the two of them. I mean, check out those two bars, man. Quite a pop yesterday, and then last night, for those watching the debate, I mean, I saw Kamala Harris. She had mentioned decriminalized or a couple statements in terms of marijuana legislation, right, in terms of that administration. And I said, I wonder if that's going to pop the stocks last night. I actually pulled up Canopy, and I've got some Canopy, man, for a small wager for a high risk, a little bit of volatility, but to the upside. And there was no immediate reaction, but these, this stock really not trading after hours. But this morning, man, you're up, what is it? Yeah, 5.5% right now. And we're just kind of back to where we were before that thing fell out of bed on some tough earnings from one of their peers about 10, 15 days ago. Yeah. And technically, the thing that, this is a beautiful setup. I mean, and I get this on a 6-month, and you're taking a look at it, folks. You're going to see in May, we had an expansion of price from $12.95 all the way up to 32. Yes. 22. Now that's with volume. So watch how this is like percentage-wise, it's pretty sick what happens, folks. But the bottom line comes all the way back. First hits a low, $13.90. It has volume of 3.2 million going against 11.9. Then you turn around and test that area with 2.9. So watch the correlation. 2.9. You're testing the last low that was out there at 3.2. But you're really going into 11.9. So the bottom line, if we were money managers, folks, the bottom line, these things take years to accumulate stock. That's what you're looking at there. It's like, okay, now what you have. Sorry, go ahead. Well, the bottom line is that between yesterday and today, you have broken the downtrend, not the larger one, but the one that's starting out here at $19.66. So it's got to, I was just going to add that high was just before their earnings. They came out with their earnings in May, disappointed, talked about reorganizing or something like that. Now, the crazy thing is that's 5 months ago, man, which seems like yesterday that they fell out of bed on those earnings. And that's almost 5 months. I mean, if they take 6 to 12 months to reorganize, we're already 6 months there from that fall off. And their next earnings, when do you think their next earnings are? I'll tell you when. November 9th. There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
I like it.
Right? Yeah, you go. November 9th.
And, you know, the thing that's intriguing about Canopy, folks, is this. Now, we'll watch this. You never know when they're going to go back to their high-volume highs, but this has a high-volume high, folks, okay? So you get a high-volume high. I don't think I've not seen a high-volume high get tested yet. And I'm talking about over 30 years. What I have seen is this. I have seen that sometimes it's 5 or 6 years before they get tested. But
yeah,
the bottom line...
I mean, it's crazy. So I was just going to add, it's crazy that that's 2 years ago, man. I remember when that was happening, when the cannabis stocks were just going bonkers. And I said, man, a lot of people missed the move, myself included, to load up on some good cannabis stocks and talk about getting ahead of itself, right?
Yeah. And in fact, one of the tigers in the den, that's pretty funny, a high volume high, right?
Right? Those marijuana stocks, they're all over the high volume highs.
Can have different definitions, I guess.
Double
right?
entendre. There you go.
So let's see. Let's pull up a few others. So was it Aurora that got smoked? I think it was Aurora.
It could have been the one who really started sending them down.
No, it wasn't it, too. I know.
No, it could have been on September 21st.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, there it is, right there. Yeah, ACB. That was it. That was it. ACB. Let's see. ACB and the U.S.
Yeah, they came out with their earnings September 22nd. That's what did it. And they were up at $7.50, and they're now trading at $4.80.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't buy this one.
Not to mention, I mean, back then, right? Whatever that was.
That's pretty intense.
You know what that was, I think? That they split.
Well, and when they come out with their earnings, too, remember what ended up happening is that they were growing too much pot, man. That's the bottom line, right?
Right. Their most recent earnings were that, they can keep growing pot, but they got to sell it, and they're not going to be able to sell it for the margins they want.
Right.
Because then it's kind of talks to what you've been talking about, and it's going to become a premium business. Not that anybody can, but listen, anybody can grow pot in a warehouse and be a company. You got to have, just like almost anybody can produce beer nowadays, right? But do you have the brand to go along with selling a product that you have to diversify somehow? Very akin to the alcohol market. I mean, you have all these Hollywood stars, right? Starting their own, whether it was George Clooney starting his own tequila brand. What did he sell that for? $1 billion or something? You got The Rock with his tequila. They try and do it because, man, if you can just build a following, it's a pretty discernible product. Undiscernible product, actually, beyond creating a brand. Yeah.
There's no doubt. And in the tequila market, you had those, high-powered stars. Definitely, they were ahead of the movement in tequila. We're all drinking a lot more tequila, and they did it, no doubt.
I believe you had, was it the guy who started Vidal Sassoon, started Patron?
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
So talk about a similar deal. It's like, guess what? I'm going to sell hair products. Oh, guess what? I'm going to sell tequila. And at that time, Patron, there was no premium tequila at all. And there's been a few entries to that as well.
Yeah. And, it's funny. Cool. I remember reading that story, but I never even remember when Patron started. Like, my take in my own head is like Patron's been out here forever.
I agree. I love me some nice,
I didn't know
some
that,
nice Patron on ice, just a little bit. You know, nice and cold. Some premium tequila, man. It's clean booze, as you know.
Clean booze. That's you gotta love
that ultra. There's a difference.
That's what I call high-powered booze. I think it is, though. That's why the Russians can drink so much vodka, man. The bottom line is
you know what? In terms of
booze.
Quality too.
Yeah, it's quality.
And I'm being serious.
Right.
You drink some well vodka, folks. If you do, we're all familiar with the headache it can give you because of the impurities. And I'm being serious. Alcohol is a tough deal. You don't want to drink too much alcohol, man. It's one of the worst things for us, and people drink a ton of it.
Poison.
But every so often, man, you have some good alcohol. I'm serious. The high quality, where it's very pure. It's like a Brita. It's clarified and all that. So yeah, that's our alcohol segment.
It's not pasteurized, but it's done so many times. Yeah, there's no doubt. Oh, I'm telling you, 10 o'clock in the morning. Here we go, man.
We digress. Hey, we got the S&Ps out 29. It's 10:50. What's Pelosi saying? Does she have her press conference going yet?
It's starting. We'll see. We'll get these one-liners will start coming across, folks. Stay right there. Tommy and I are going to be coming right back. We have the Dow. Dow Industrials up 149, Nasdaq up 48, S&P's up 28. You got gold up a buck. King dollar's up 59 cents. Come right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. And we go over and we take a look at Penn, which is the gambling company out here, Penn National Gambling. So that's trading down 70 cents. So is this, it's not that bad, but is this all about just more folks getting COVID, Tom?
I imagine it is, man. I mean, the NFL's only through 4 weeks, and we kind of, I'm in a fantasy league. Everybody say, man, we got lulled into security. First 2 weeks went perfectly well. And we also got lulled into security, I think, because we've watched the other sports perform so well that are actually in a bubble, meaning hockey and basketball, completely confined to their own little bubble. Hockey, no problem at all, of course. Tampa Bay Lightning win the Stanley Cup. But so when you go to the NFL, you're not in a bubble at all. Right. You get 32 teams. You're supposed to make it through 17 weeks. Every team gets a bye. We're already getting shuffles in the Titans, man. This virus, just remarkable. We're talking about another Tennessee positive test. That's the what do they say down here? I believe it's the 24th or 25th test. Excuse me. Bringing the total number of tests to 23 positives in Tennessee since September 24th. These are guys that are getting tested almost every day, man. Somehow they don't catch it. It explodes. So their second game is now in question. What happens? And not to mention, of course, the Patriots dealing with their own little outbreak. and whether that's going to reverberate to Kansas City, who they just played on Monday night. So those stocks getting a little dicey. You have DraftKings as well. Penn's down about 1%, and DKNG, they're down about 2.6%. DraftKings. Penn is the one that's teamed up with Barstool Sports.
I see, yeah. And listen, there's no doubt in football. Huffing, puffing, I mean, that's... Yeah,
and I think it's 56 guys on a team, plus the coaches, right? Hundreds of people just on each team. Yeah.
No, totally. Dow up 116, Nasdaq up 35, S&P's up 23. Stay right there, folks. We're going to take a swim coming up next. Then I'm Mr. Balzer Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave Wright. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Go get him, folks.